All right, gentlemen, we're live. How we doing?
Doing well.
Oh, as Ty suggested, we should go around zero PRs.
I agree,
Hell
actually.
no.
Yeah,
No, there's only one reason this guy said
personally
it.
no
There's
PR.
only one
I do
reason
not
this guy
want
said
rep.
it.
Let's start with Andrew. We'll go around.
So are we doing
Whatever you
bench?
want. PRs.
I think we should do bench, like the original three, deadlift and squat.
SPD?
Big
Yeah.
problem. I don't bench.
Yeah, this guy does.
You don't bench?
I don't bench.
No, you did.
I have
You did
squatted for
recently, I
long
saw
enough,
it.
What do you
and
do
I
for
don't
chest?
deadlift.
Dumbbells?
Calisthenics.
Okay, what's your calisthenics chest PR? What do you got?
5 push-ups.
What's the most impressive chest exercise you've ever done?
It's calisthenics. There is none. I'll say it. I'll be the one to say it. Hey,
Hard
you know,
agree.
You do like dead hang
Hard
things yet?
agree.
Like your what's it called, planche? Have you done that yet?
Assisted bench. Yes.
Okay, so that's chest PR.
More shoulders, not really chest.
What's your chest PR?
Doesn't train chest.
All right, what's your
As evidenced.
squat PR?
Squat PR. I know I can hit 225.
Okay.
So
What's the longest you've been on the cardio machine for?
consecutively,
Yes.
probably
Now
over.
he's gonna mog us.
I think 4 hours.
Oh my god.
Who cares about cardio though? Cardio's not real.
Yeah, but now we're embarrassed.
Yeah, it's like.
I'm not.
You know Andrew's PR? How many books did you read last year?
150.
That's insane.
Oh my,
You guys know that?
No.
I mean, I don't know how to read, so that's kind of tough.
Dude, that is like a book every 2 days.
That's my
What
first
the fuck do you
introduction
do?
to Andrew.
Well, when you're
was
reading
seeing
them on the bike the
But
entire
still,
time.
What's
at
the
gym.
comprehension level though? And
Question.
retention.
What? Yeah, he's just reading,
He's reading words?
Magic Treehouse books. He's like, yeah.
I think the Bob book. You know the Bob book?
Honestly, it's smart though.
Yeah,
It gets
no,
you through it.
Okay. I'm gonna whisper. How many more books do you think you would have read if we were not around to distract you? Because I remember before we met, you would read books like in between sets and stuff. So
Really?
how many-
You used to do that?
I used to do that.
That's how.
Did you have a Kindle with you or like what?
Yeah.
That's how I compartmentalized him in my brain. It was the Asian guy who is jacked, who does calisthenics, who reads in between sets.
That's insane.
So,
I mean, the reading is not that great in between sets
okay.
because it's like most at most a
Unfocused.
minute.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fair.
I mean, I take like 5 minutes in between my sets to go and yap. So.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's you.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I feel like I get a
Well, I
headache.
mean, you can say that, but
I could see that like over the course of a year amounting to like a book. Though.
Yeah.
Really? A year?
I'd say so.
I feel like you get to like 50 pages per workout then.
No,
A picture's
Less?
worth 10 books.
That's why we live manga.
probably like 10 to 20
And a
pages.
conversation's worth 100.
How, sorry?
Yep.
10 to
Yeah.
20 pages
Per workout.
Good talk.
Yeah.
Good talk. Yeah.
That's
So I mean, it could be like a couple books a year
okay,
in total.
that's cool. Sammy, PRs.
I don't formally bench. I haven't formally
Why does nobody
squatted for
bench?
long enough. I also don't deadlift. I only RDL.
Do you lift, bro?
Listen,
you do?
there's only one reason this guy suggested to
What do you
start with
mean?
our
One
PRs. Yeah.
reason?
Can I-
What's the
can
most impressive thing you've done in the gym,
No,
Sam?
no.
Impressive?
Yeah.
I don't know what's considered impressive.
What are you most proud of in life?
In
It's a life
life.
PR. Yeah.
Life PR.
Oh, that just got deep.
Let's go to pull-ups, Ty. Let's compare
I still
pull-ups.
beat you, and I don't care.
Just barely.
I don't
Just
care.
barely.
I
How
don't
many?
care.
20?
Life PR would take me like
I
an hour
think
to
I
figure out.
did.
Yeah. That's
You did 10.
Yeah, I did 10 with body weight. I could have done more,
Okay.
to be fair. I didn't need
Impressive.
to. I did what I needed to beat Andrew with his. We did correct for body weight. He did have to add like a 45-pound
Oh,
weight
come on,
to
but
it.
you don't do that for pull-ups.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
How many pull-ups can you do, Andrew? 11?
Today I did. Yesterday I did 18 after my
Okay.
workout.
Oh, after the workout. Oh my god.
I don't think I've ever done 18. I think I've done 16, but like, 18's a lot.
I can't count that high. So
Right.
yeah, I get around like 10 on my reps, and I'm just like, oh yeah, I think like what is this 8
Yeah.
now?
No, that happens.
Yeah.
Well, but see, the things you gotta learn to count, because then you can start toning the muscles.
Yeah.
That's true.
start-
High
yeah,
rep rate.
yeah.
I don't want to get
It's 30
too
reps.
That's
bulky.
why I mean.
30
See,
reps.
that's why you're bigger than us. You get too bulky.
Dude,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
exactly.
yeah.
I was like
Fair.
Arnold over
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
It's
you don't-
fucking tough.
yeah.
That's what I
It's
never
not
wanted. Yeah. So anyhow, since I know everyone's just dying to know my PRs, so we're deadlifting 525. We've got a bench press of 285,
Yep.
and then a
Not three
squat
plates
of
doesn't count.
405. What do you mean it doesn't count?
Not 3 places.
Sorry, I
doesn't
missed
count.
squat 4 or 5, bench.
Squat 405, bench 285.
Okay, that's impressive. What's your body weight?
180?
That's pretty impressive.
You're 180.
Yeah.
I don't think you're 180. You gotta be at least 200.
He's ideal.
185. 180.
Or 185?
Ideal.
Dude,
Yeah.
there's like no excuse. I'm like 188. There's like no
Dude,
excuse.
you're
for me.
insane. You don't look 185. Did you do like a crazy cut or something?
No.
Yeah, I thought you were like 195.
Yeah.
I was like earlier on in the winter, but now I'm like 180 again.
Christian,
185.
Christian,
Wow.
he's shorter than you.
That's actually what's holding us
Yeah,
back.
yeah, I'm actually,
That is what holding us back.
Yep.
The short king.
Long. I'm just too
Doesn't
tall. I
matter.
have long arms, so you know.
Oh, you gotta.
Long
What is
arms.
it? The like physics equation. It's like you have to do more work because it's force over distance,
Yeah,
right?
that is true,
So,
yeah.
Right.
that is.
I'm actually physically disadvantaged at each single one of my lifts.
Yeah.
You know, I just have.
You are.
No, I feel
You know,
like
I have long femurs, short arms, and actually no, I guess you can't. I think
Just
I
alternating
have
short
short and
and
long
long.
arms at the same time, like a. So they
struggle, man.
just
Whatever
like,
the situation needs, right?
yeah.
Yeah, you just pop them out their socket.
Yeah, they every time I go up to the bench, they like extend a couple feet, and then,
Yeah.
then when I go to deadlift, they're like they retract. You know.
I'm just imagining like Mr. Potato Head, and he just like swaps his arms out for whatever exercise he needs.
That's crazy.
Yeah, just so I can get the most sympathy as possible.
Guys, it's not my fault. I have tiny
Yeah.
arms. Oh wait, no,
Yeah.
guys, it's not my fault. I have extra long arms in today. It's not my fault.
Yeah. Okay.
that
All
sucks.
right.
Your turn.
Squat, 295. That was this morning.
I saw that. That was impressive.
Yeah.
Sir.
Where was Sammy?
Sammy
Yeah,
wasn't
we'll
there
ask,
to see
yeah.
to see me
I did not
PR.
ask.
So how good of a friend you
We
are.
will
I would've
talk
been
about
suffering.
this.
I
We
would not
will.
have been able to
Yeah.
make this. I would not have been able to watch.
Yeah. Squat 295, bench 235, which was Monday.
You don't do bench often or what?
Yeah, but I mean, I used to well, it used to be more of a priority than it is now. Ever since I hit 225 like a year ago, which it's depressing that I hit it like a year ago and I have only increased it by like 10 pounds since, but I've put a lot more focus on incline. And then deadlift 405.
It's impressive. Yeah, I'm not deadlifting in a while. I started running RDLs again, but deadlift's been a minute.
Yeah, it's like I don't actually program in like normal deadlifts.
Yeah.
I just do RDLs.
They're fun.
Yeah,
like-
they're fun. But like, what day do you put them on?
Pull
Leg
day.
day. Same thing is absolutely on leg day. The fuck do you mean?
Definitely.
I can't
Definitely
do it
leg day.
on a pull day
Because
because
you gotta like alternate squat deadlift, or you do both, then it's like a lot. And you don't
okay,
wanna
yeah,
leg
because
day anymore.
if I do them on a pull day, then I'm gonna be destroyed for squats the next day.
I feel like I'd only run them if I'm like only doing SPD probably.
That's probably fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, if you're like doing.
That's when I used to run them back. I just literally squat bench deadlift that era.
Wait, so what are your PRs? I actually don't know any.
Well,
PRs.
technically bench is 220, but the best bench that I've ever done is 205 for 4.
Oh, okay.
Then squat 265 probably. Again, I'm not gone heavy often, but I'm trying to squat more consistently now, so hopefully I can go up. And then deadlift, God knows. I know RDL PR or like
What's your RDL?
250 for 6.
250 for
Nice.
6. It's
Yeah.
probably like what, like
It's the same.
I'd say it's like 345.
If you can do 250 for 6, you can do
255.
405 for at least 10.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
the math.
Probably.
Yep. Yeah, I mean that's
Something like
numbers
that.
that up.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's how it shakes out typically.
I don't know. I'm not much of a math guy.
Oh, we know about that.
We do. We do.
So I'm not sure that I did know about that. But
Yeah, he's a big neuroscience guy though.
speaking of numbers, you still
Yeah.
haven't run me my $5 for.
Wait, okay, well, he's.
yeah, you still haven't run me my $5.
We
I
haven't
don't-
checked it.
I
It-
don't
honestly-
know. I don't know if you're waiting for a bonus to come in through Andrew, but like, I mean, where's my money, boy?
To be fair, we still don't know. We said we'd give it a week. It has not been a week yet. A week is Friday.
What's this for?
Did we say we'd give it a week?
So, someone here, we won't mention
Well, she had
names,
received
is
messages,
utilizing Hinge.
From a friend.
From a friend. And someone else is also grinding on said Hinge for him. And that person is pretty damn good at it, if I say so myself. But one of the bets... Wait, we don't know who it is. No name dropping here. But so we don't know... We sent one of them, and he was like, "There's no way you make that shot. You practice that shot, you don't make that shot." And I'm like, "No, this 100%
I was right.
works." It hasn't been a week yet. We said we'd give it a week, and if there's no match,
She's
then I
definitely seen the
will.
message by now. There's not.
Hey, maybe she's taking a really long shower.
Yeah.
Really long
That's
shower.
what it is.
She went out for milk.
Just like my dad.
See. If that was the case, you know what the appropriate response would have been? Without me.
See, you're learning.
True.
Yeah.
Where my hug at?
See?
So true.
See, you should be employing me, or that person should be employing me.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I get
That's what I'm saying.
whoever this person at the table is that
Whoever
currently
it
has
is.
Hinge on their phone.
Right.
Whoever's addicted
Yeah.
to this online business.
Yeah. I mean,
Right.
addicted's a strong word.
I would
I'm helping a homie.
tempted by the dopamine response.
I'm helping a homie.
Who acted like a crazed fiend who wanted my phone.
I was just curious. I wanted my raise is what I wanted.
Yeah.
I'm owed my raise. Anyhow, it works on a like a subscription basis. Every match that I get, he owes me a piece of gum.
How's it worked?
Oh, it's been
He's gotten, I believe, 2 pieces of gum.
Okay.
3.
3?
And I'm owed another, so I got 4.
So
right
Andrew's
now.
been going on dates?
No.
Why is that what's happening?
We haven't sealed it yet.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I get a piece of gum if you go on a date with one of them too.
We did not check on that. We did not
Pack of
check on
gum.
that.
I
Pack
think
of
that's
gum
fair,
for that
though.
one.
What
Pack
do you,
of gum.
that's like the best. That's the whole point. I get the foot and the door and seal the deal.
You should get a pack.
So what, am I giving you...
I see.
Yes, you should get a
So
pack
what?
if you actually manage
So
to
am
seal
I
it.
giving you like just like an entire box if I get married?
Well, no. What we agreed on is if you get married, you buy me free gum for life. If it's one of the matches that I get you, we did agree on
lifetime
that.
supply.
Yeah. So.
But what does a lifetime supply from another person mean? Just like whenever you want gum, you're like,
Ship it to me.
yeah,
Mail
you're
it.
like,
Here's my
so
address.
whatever.
hey, hit my Venmo, man. You got
I was fiending for gum yesterday.
Yeah.
I need $100. Just shoot up packs on packs on packs.
yeah.
Yeah, I barely chew gum. I just started chewing gum again. I bought a pack the other day. First time in years.
I only really have it if like I know I'm like away from home for a while and I
Yeah.
haven't like gotten a chance to brush my teeth in the morning.
Right.
It's like, well, I brush my teeth in the morning, but I feel like if I don't, like if I eat something in the middle of the day and I don't get another chance at it, I want to like have something else.
That's what I've been doing. Like I have a bad problem with bad breath, so I'll brush after every meal.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know if that much fluoride in my mouth is good for me.
Yeah, it's fine. It's good for
It's
your
not.
teeth.
Fluoride?
Yeah, it's
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, that's good.
What's chemicals in the paste? Can be good for you.
Uh,
Excessive amount.
There's,
the fluoride is good. Other stuff, I'm not too sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what's in toothpaste.
Yeah.
I just know
Shady
fluoride.
shit.
Probably.
The dyes are probably not good.
Yeah. And brushing 4 or 5 times a day is probably not good.
No,
If you're
it's
gentle,
fine.
you'll probably be fine.
Yeah, just don't
Think
like.
so?
As long as you're not just like scraping away at your gums, just be like, oh, I gotta get
Yeah.
everything away, then you're fine.
Right. I mean, the question is, what's worse, like the toothpaste chemicals or the gum chemicals?
What do you mean by gum kind of
I'm
chemicals?
sure there's like sugar and stuff in it.
I mean, just get sugar-free gum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good
Yeah, I
point.
think that's what I get. I
They
don't
don't put
remember.
sweeteners or anything?
Hmm?
don't
They
put
use
sweet-
they use sweeteners. You can get gum that has xylitol. That's the best.
Okay.
And then also don't floss more than once a day.
Really?
You guys are
That's,
flossing?
that's how you get the
I
damage.
floss a lot.
Is it
You
actually?
should
If
only
you,
floss once every 24 hours.
Why is that?
Because it's
really
it's traumatic
irritative.
to your gums.
It's traumatic?
It irritates your
Traumatic.
gums a lot.
I've been flossing like 4 or 5 times a day.
Ooh.
Either you're not flossing that hard, or you need to cut it back.
Because like after every meal I'll floss.
You should just do a water rinse after every meal.
But I always got food stuck in my teeth.
Wait until you floss at night.
I mean,
Or
honestly,
you
I think
can just,
I think
like,
if
get
you
out that piece.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, I think if you gently floss, it's fine. But like
I go
like,
pretty hard. I'm like, probably fucking my teeth up.
Fair enough.
Yeah, might make some changes in life now.
Lessons.
Yeah.
that was actually my one of my New Year's resolutions was to floss every single day.
You don't
I
floss
was-
every day?
Well, no, I have.
Yeah.
I'm further,
Okay.
but it was what?
You know I floss every
You're giving
single
me-
day.
you're-
You know I do.
I'm getting
Especially at the
I'm
gym.
getting looks from Andrew right now.
No, they know that I floss every day. I do
you floss excessively.
excessively.
You
Especially
floss
at the gym.
excessively?
Yeah,
He
you've
does.
seen it.
Oh.
All the time at the gym.
Yeah.
Haha.
Thank-
Did you hold it up, Christian?
What?
Did you hold up the deal so far?
Yeah. I've been
Okay.
good about it, and I mean, like even on my worst nights, I've still managed to do it.
Mm.
Okay.
And that was like
So do you feel like a resistance, like you don't want to do it at the moment?
maybe a little bit. I think I still probably have like a month until it fully just becomes like a habit that I do every single
Yeah.
every single day. But I feel like I don't know, because the issue would be like is I would always go to a dentist appointment for a cleaning, get roasted by my dentist for like what do you like what were you just like I don't know. Well, okay, I would get cavities or something, but they'd be like, yeah, you gotta fucking floss, man.
Yeah.
And
I used to be bad about that shit as a young person. Like,
yeah, I
elementary
felt
school.
bad about it as an adult. So
Yeah, they shame you. It's like, oh, you need to floss more as they're like actively got their hands in your mouth.
Dude,
it's such
I-
a vulnerable position with the dentist there, and it's just like, yeah, I will.
dude, there was
Hey,
there
it
was-
works.
It does
One of
work.
my
It
one of my
works.
one of my more recent appointments though, like I went there and then the hygienist, she literally said nothing. She was just like she was just going to town, like, you know, cleaning and everything, and like obviously that's what they do. But like usually they say something about like, yeah, you gotta floss. At the end she was like, yeah, just like make sure you're floss, like, and stuff. And I was like, oh, this is great. But it gets to the point where I would get like nervous before like dentist appointments, and that I feel like that's not something that you should get nervous for unless
Yeah.
unless you have severe tooth pain or something, which I don't. It's just I'm just a lazy bitch.
Unless you know that you haven't been brushing your teeth for a while, and
Yeah.
it's like, oh no, I definitely have a cavity. Fuck,
I
fuck.
remember one time they called in the dentist, because like they always have the actual dentist come in to do like the review, and then like they told him that I wasn't flossing or something. He's like, "Come on, man, you gotta floss to get the girls."
You said that?
Oh,
Yeah, it
wow.
was something like that. He's like
What a
28 or something. He's like super
What a
young.
line.
That's
Wait,
hilarious.
that's not much older than Ty.
Yeah, Ty's like 27.
Yeah, what are you doing?
Yeah.
The fuck do you? I tried to get into med school.
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I'm
I mean,
doing.
you're doing better than me. I'll say that.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
Yeah. Do you think that brushing your teeth? I feel like there's this conspiracy theory out there that it's not good for you because historically, we've never really brushed our teeth until recently, and there's like this narrative that it's been spread by the pharmaceutical industry to sell more toothpaste. So is it really good for you or not?
Has anyone seen George Washington's teeth?
No.
Because it's fucking disgusting.
Disgusting.
It's disgusting. That's why you brush your teeth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's the issue. Like everybody in the back in the day had like fucked up teeth.
That must be ass. Imagine walking around and everyone's breath stinks.
Well, I mean, it was just normal at the time too, because
Yeah.
like you didn't have indoor plumbing.
That's
Everything
crazy.
just kind of. I feel like
I mean,
everything
yeah.
just stunk.
Life from back in the day was ass. Must be ass.
Wake up in the morning, hope you don't get the plague.
Like I gotta find out where to shit today.
Yeah.
That
Out
tribe
the
over
window
there.
usually. Yeah. You got a little pot, and you just do that in the morning. You just throw it out the window. Hope
we're
it doesn't
getting-
land on a bystander.
Getting attacked again from that tribe. Oh fuck. Nothing to eat tonight. Fuck.
I was
Cool
thinking like
outside.
colonialism, but that's even older. You're just digging. You ain't even digging a hole. You just going where you going.
God,
Well, fucking that
seriously.
era, it's all just like everyone's a peasant. So
Are we all peasants at the table? Do we all classify as peasants?
Oh, I think I'm a peasant.
I would say so.
Probably.
Well, I mean, what do you mean by a
probably in
peasant?
this world.
Yeah, I would say so.
Back, like, okay, if you
By
were-
like back then, no, yes, but
no,
like,
but okay. If you were alive back in the day, let's say 700 years ago,
700, it's like
Yeah.
1300s.
yeah, do you think you'd be a peasant?
Yeah.
I'd be a
Probably all would
peasant.
be. We probably all would be.
I'd probably be different. I don't think I'd be mixed, but
That's interesting to think about. Because like societies were all like there was not a mix of different cultures in a single society
no.
at all.
True.
And really,
we
only
used to go to war against
Yeah, it was
different
like- it was
cultures.
like- it was like
you
if you-
think differently than me. You have a different god. We
Fuck
must fight.
you.
Yeah.
Fight to the
Yeah.
death.
And there's only a few people that were rich. And, like everyone was a peasant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Sure.
So
I
what
mean-
was life like back then?
Ass.
As we said earlier, shitty, awful.
Ass.
Yeah.
Very
I
likely.
think we glorify the past a lot.
We
And
do.
I think even people like Yuval Noah Harari talks about how the hunter guys were the happiest. Do you agree with that? Because I don't know if I do.
Who was that?
I
So-
don't think I agree with that.
So
no.
Yuval Noah Harari is the author of *Sapiens*. It's a really popular history book, and he claims that the hunter-gatherers were the happiest people to ever be alive. And I can understand the argument because if you compare a hunter-gatherer to maybe someone who's like, I mean, we go to U of M. I feel like everyone here, their friend group, usually people we surround ourselves with, are usually healthy people, driven people who spend their time doing good things. If you take like a random person out of the U.S., like out of 300 million people, most people are just like on their phone all day for like waking up at like 2 or 3 p.m. or in their basement somewhere and like not even working a job or not doing anything. I feel a lot of people live like that, and we just kind of like don't realize how many people live like that. And if you compare like their life to maybe a hunter-gatherer, maybe the hunter-gatherer was happier. But I think objectively, the amount of suffering they went through, I can't understand like why.
Yeah, I mean. Sammy, did you want to say something?
Are there really that many people living like that?
Let's see the questions. What do you guys?
I mean, most people have to work to survive, so they're not getting up at 2, 3 p.m.
Yeah, but a lot of them work shitty jobs.
But it doesn't mean they wake up at 2, 3 p.m.
That's true. They can probably still be on a sleep routine, but I feel like they probably still spend a lot of their time like, stimulated, and a lot of time working a boring job, like at a supermarket or gas station.
I just feel like a life living like the shittiest job, or like doing what is thought of as the shittiest job now. It still has to be marginally better than having to like survive the elements all day, and like having to. Well, because I mean, even if you think about like it doesn't even have to be the hunter gatherers. Like people like 400 years ago, the people who like came to America, they like if they didn't get enough food before winter, they were cooked.
Yeah.
That's
I
just
kind of disagree with him because I think that they suffered a lot.
yeah. So I mean, I feel like it's. I feel like that's a privileged thing to say, just because having to. I mean, okay, for a lot of people, it is like a thing of having to worry about what you eat every day and
Right.
stuff like that. Like it's maybe not too dissimilar to like the stresses, but then clothing, shelter, I mean, running water.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have like a billion things trying to kill you
Yeah.
at any given moment. So
And
I mean, it's,
even if you're like a middle class or lower class family in America, like you still have access to a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we have a lot of good programs that are designed to help people down there.
Yeah.
I will say, I recently saw like this image, and it was like these cave paintings from like a long time ago, and they were like, I don't remember exactly what the poses were, but I do remember one. It was like someone that was just like sorrowful and was just like hitting the Shinji pose. But like they still had like obviously sad emotions back then, so they were not like, they were still experiencing long-term like distress, emotional instability, because obviously that was something that was painted by this artist at the time. So
Right. Well, I guess that raises another question: that were they equally as happy and sad as we are now, or could happy and sadness be different life to life?
What do you mean when you say, or you ask the question if they were happier? What do you mean by happy? Do you mean by fulfilled? Do you mean by the emotion happy? Do you mean by joy?
I think on a day-to-day basis, they were more fulfilled by their everyday actions.
I agree.
That's the argument.
I agree with that.
You agree with
Completely.
that?
Yes.
Explain.
Because I think that we have all these amenities in the modern life, but at the cost of purpose, right? Like if you're in the wilderness, your purpose is to survive. Like you must do it. Whereas we have all that solved, and it's like, okay, what's my purpose now?
So the overthinking starts.
Yeah, it's like so like in my view, it's like their suffering is more external, whereas our suffering is mainly internal now.
Yes.
And like, which one's worse? And I think internal is much worse, because the amount of damage you can do to yourself mentally. Like, I mean, I think that most people back then probably didn't commit suicide.
Right.
Whereas right now,
never trust how you feel about yourself after 9 p.m.
I do agree with that. I feel like people typically do go through a lot more mental suffering now. And, I mean, if you're hungry all the time back in the day, like, obviously you'll experience a lot of external suffering. But the second you get that food and you eat that meal, or, you're just, like, going and attacking buffalo with your boys, and, I mean, I'm sure life could be, in those moments, fulfilling, but
We can bring it back.
at the same time, we sometimes brush over, it's just external stuff, but I feel like external stuff sucks. I don't think
Oh,
we
I'm sure it
realize
does.
how bad it sucks.
it sucks.
Like, it really sucks. And
I
I don't
mean-
think any of us can understand how much it sucks.
I mean, just imagine the walk this morning from wherever we all started off at, and then going to the tent. It was
Yeah.
0 degrees this
It's
morning.
crazy.
Yeah.
Imagine like
There's
dealing
people
with that
getting
every.
stabbed outside.
Yeah, that did happen. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that was crazy.
Dude, I guarantee that just froze on the spot too.
Dude.
Like that person got stabbed, and then he was like trying to dig that knife.
I'm
up,
freaking
so
out because
just-
we were all like
It's a
walking
pleasant
around
thought.
outside around the same time.
I mean, yeah,
7:15
but,
a.m.
I mean, for that case specifically, it was like the person knew the other person.
Yes.
I'm sure there was like actually some type of disagreement or something.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean, they probably didn't think they were ever going to get stabbed that morning, but like usually when like crimes like that happen, it is because of someone that you know, and there's reason.
That gives me
behind
peace,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
But at the same time, imagine walking past that and you're like freaking the fuck out. Holy fuck, I just saw someone get stabbed.
Yeah. No, it's not fun.
But yeah.
Violence of any kind is scary, for sure.
But imagine like you're sleeping outside, and that kind of stuff's happening a lot more frequently back in the day too.
Mm-hmm.
So you are like in a constant state of stress. Like sometimes I'll watch the deer outside my window back at home, and they're just always stressed. Like every time they hear something, they'll just like pause and look around. Like they're stressed all the time.
Well, I think we actually have a pretty good comparison if we really want to talk about like survival, right? And if we want to have that argument about like happiness, fulfillment, we just compare it to the homeless population, especially within Ann Arbor, where they are fighting for their lives at the moment, especially right now with it being 0 degrees.
I disagree.
I don't think we can compare.
I
They're
think
not
that
like
it's
going out and killing bears and like.
I think it's a different type of fulfillment, but it's still basic survival and trying to work your way up. I mean, that's literally what they're doing right now. It's just trying to survive.
That is the story right now. They find any spot with any kind of warmth,
Yeah, like
and they probably don't find that spot.
They definitely experience a similar kind of external suffering, but I feel like in the way the society is designed now, typically like 80% of the people who become homeless are like have other traits like are contribute to why they're in that position. I feel like if let's say all of us were homeless right now, we'd probably treat it in a different way, as in like, or anyone, let's say an athlete was homeless, like he'd probably be more will, and they have other means of getting food and stuff, so they're also less incentivized to go hunting. But I feel like they also don't experience like the positive joys of like going out and hunting and eating that some of the people, the hunter-gatherers, would have experienced.
I think the homeless have both the external suffering as well as the internal suffering.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the worst of both worlds.
Yeah.
I think the nomads still had a lot of like both of them as well. You had the external, internal.
What kind of internal suffering do you think they had?
I mean, you still had roles within your community and your society, especially for like the hunter and gatherers. So I'm assuming that if you were going through and like you weren't striving or doing as well in that hunter society, if you were like the weakest hunter of your group, you probably were having some internal struggles there and being able to actually provide for the rest of your community and having that sense of like, I'm not as helpful as the other people next to me. I am a little bit of a hindrance. You definitely still had, it might not have been like to that same cognitive like appraisal that we have now, but it would definitely be some type of like, okay, I'm not performing as well as I should be. I'm a letdown. I need to improve. You have that negative voice in your head that's just telling you you're not good enough. You need to improve. You need to do something else. Right? So I think that they still had both.
Yeah,
So
I want to support Ty in contesting this idea that there wasn't really that much internal suffering, because I imagine that anyone who suffered that kind of thing, like if you had someone back then who suffered what we today would call like depression, I'd imagine they would die, because I'm not going to feed this person who can't do anything for us. This person isn't capable of putting out work. Not going to feed them. They can die.
Here's my
That's why you probably didn't hear about them anyway.
I was just about to point this out. My argument against that is that we have so many more people today, like incomprehensibly compared to the hunters and the hunter-gatherers, right? So if we were to quantify suffering by sheer numbers, we would have more. Literally by sheer
Yeah,
numbers.
because the population's bigger.
Yeah. And so when we think
Also more
about
happiness then too, relatively.
And so the thing is, when we talk about people who were basically, quote, useless in the hunter-gatherer tribes, there were less of them because they didn't reproduce and they would just die off. Whereas today, it's like there's like a safety net. And so in a way, it's like people don't end up dying, but they still end up suffering.
But then was it a question of quantifying or qualifying? Because I thought it was like a how much would a given person experience. I feel like it can't be that different.
Yeah, I agree with Sammy because, okay, let's say they do die off. It's all relative, right? It's not like everyone has like a score from 1 to 100 and all like the people below 50 die. There's only people with a score of like 50 to 100 representing like how much you contribute to the tribe. That becomes relative now. Then all of a sudden there's a new person who's like doing the least for the tribe. So there'll always be that a group of people in the tribe who are contributing the least amount. And I feel like even though now we compare ourselves to like 8 billion people versus back then you'd only compare yourself to like 50, I still think that in your mind, you still create it as this big thing where the tribe is all you got. Then you're gonna suffer a lot if they don't like respect you. There'll always be that portion at the bottom. It always feels like they're the bottom.
Thoughts.
What do you think, Christian?
Specifically.
Well, I'm way out of my depth in this conversation. I'm gonna be honest. I've been trying to follow along, and I'm out of my depth here.
I have another question. Do you think if you compare like two individual people, one of them can experience, like, we all experience some degree of happiness and some degree of sadness. Is it for everyone 50-50, or can some people be like 60-40, 80-20 in terms of the percentage of their time they feel happy and the percentage of the time they feel sad?
Yeah. My intro to psych professor, he has this condition where he just feels happy all the time. I don't remember what it was. It was
Mania?
like a term. Huh?
Mania?
I don't remember. It wasn't mania because it didn't like swap. It was just like he was always there.
It might have been what was it? It might have been there's two types of mania. One is where it goes up and down, and I believe one is where it might stay there
Gotcha.
potentially.
All I know is
Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. I mean, I don't have a lot of information on this. All I know is that he would always say, like, yeah, consistently a 7 out of 10. And a lot of people are like, oh, that must be great, right? Like, you're always happy, content. But then if you're missing the lows or the struggle, you're not really able to appreciate that 7 out of 10. Or you can't even have a better feeling than a 7 out of 10. You can't have a nice 10 out of 10 feeling like after you've accomplished something that you've been really dedicating yourself to. Like he said, when he got his degree and he actually got his professorship, like, it was just like, yep, same thing. Same idea. And again, there is definitely some benefit behind that, and there's also obviously some stuff that's just not. So, yeah.
Yeah, without those lows, like you also lose incentive to do things. I feel like.
Yeah, punishment is
Yeah,
a
that's
very
true.
good teacher, for sure. Having
Yeah.
something negative given to you for, like, not performing.
I wonder what life would be like for them. Like, it's hard to understand, like, what does it mean to always be a 7 out of 10? Like, just thinking through that idea.
Hmm.
Like, you're just always in a good mood.
Yeah, it's like a breakup. You just face it.
It's like it just doesn't hit you as hard. It's like before you might have be drowned in sadness, whereas now it's like you're not nearly as sad.
Yeah.
You'd have to imagine that relationships would be harder for them as well, because like, I don't know, it'd be hard to be empathetic with people if you can't like feel the sadness that they're feeling,
Mhm.
you know.
You can
And-
connect with others.
Well, I also wonder like what happens when like a parent dies if you feel like that, or somebody close to you dies, like is there? I'm gonna talk myself into a paradoxical way of thinking here, but like, is there an internal sadness because you can't feel the sadness for them?
If you
But then you can't feel sadness.
like, you don't even know what sadness is.
So maybe like,
Yeah.
what do you do?
Well, that's the thing. I think that that you're supposed to feel the certain emotion, but you don't even know what that emotion is, because
Yeah.
we have ways of describing it. It'd be like for someone that's colorblind. Like, yeah, they know that the grass is supposed to be green. They know the sky is supposed to be blue, but they can't. They're looking at it and they can't comprehend it. They can't experience it the same way that we can. It's just a different perspective, and I think that's what it just comes down to. It's just a different perspective of grief, right?
That's like low-key terrifying.
It's probably more guilt.
Yeah.
Guilt that you can't feel sad.
Yeah.
Guilt would be a good one, yeah.
Is it
There'd probably be
guilt?
some
Be like-
frustration too.
That'd be like survivor's guilt all the time.
Well, I wonder, like, how emotions play out then. Because, okay, we've looked at these two objective emotions of happiness and sadness. But, like, I'm sure a condition like that would affect all your emotions in some way. No?
I'm still just stuck on the guilt. Is it guilt? Because what is the definition of guilt then? Is that the one where it's not your fault,
Guilt is, like, where...
You feel like it's your fault.
but it's not your fault?
I mean, I
Like
think
the
it
scene
could
from
be- it
Good
could be
Will
your
Hunting.
fault.
Sometimes it could be your
Could be
fault.
your
It
fault.
could
It
totally
doesn't-
your fault.
It like
you
doesn't matter if
regret-
it is your
you
fault or
regret
not.
something you did or can't do.
There's a term in psychology, and I don't remember what it is, but it's about like the idea that you feel bad about something that you had no control over, and you couldn't have changed. Like, there was nothing you could have done. It's like an idea of like survivor's guilt to an extent or something like that, but it has a specific term. Don't remember what it is. It's like another basic emotion or something.
I wouldn't know the
But
word.
that's what I'm thinking of instead of guilt, but maybe not.
That's interesting.
I just wonder as well, like what probably was there a biological condition that started this like 7 out of 10 for him, or was it like something else entirely? Was it maybe like how they were raised, that they have like an experience or a traumatic event within their past that led them to like block or exchange or change how they were like perceiving the world around them? I mean, that's what we see a lot with like PTSD individuals or individuals that suffer other like developmental traumas, especially when they're children, with like parents or mentors. So I wonder.
I think it could be both.
Yeah.
Genetic predisposition.
I was going to ask
Yeah.
that too. Like, do you think we're all genetically, each individual of us, are we all genetically born with a different capacity to experience happiness?
Probably to an extent, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, the individual, absolutely, actually, because individuals that have a predisposition for depression, they obviously have a different like threshold for like what it requires for them to feel happy, right? And so I'm assuming their high isn't as high as other individuals, especially when they are going through a depressive episode.
Mm-hmm.
It fluctuates and changes, but
Yeah. I'm sure a lot of it's also, like, how your brain develops early on.
mm-hmm.
I feel like that changes a lot of, like, your whole perception of the world. Like, I feel like all our brains are so specialized.
Dude, I've been grinding through a lot of like research on trauma specifically, especially in children and young adolescents. It's crazy. It's just so cool to see how. That's the wrong word. It is a very interesting subject to look into because there's still so much that we don't know about it. But just like there were studies done on like rapid eye movement as a use for therapy for individuals with PTSD, and they don't even like unpack or talk about the trauma. They just do like eye movements. They talk about. And they're thinking it like coordinates memories and allows you to process in a very similar way to like
How does that
REM.
work?
They don't really know yet. They think it's similar to like what happens in REM sleep when like your eyes are darting back and forth, and they think that that's where we process a lot of our information from the day, and they think that a similar mechanism is what allows our brain to process those traumatic events within a therapeutic setting.
Right.
Sends that pathway basically to wherever in the brain it's being processed.
I thought a lot of the REM sleep stuff was also connected to dreaming. Maybe dreaming is a byproduct of it. Maybe it's not the cause of it, but I know there's some correlation with something happening in your subconscious mind when dreaming or taking psychedelic that kind of changes the way you perceive that trauma or that experience, which also changes the emotions around it. So maybe it's something connected to that too.
No, very much so. Like there was a study that was done on PTSD individuals from war settings, and they have a lot less REM sleep than everyone else, and it's believed that they wake up before they are able to get fully into REM or even start REM, because that's when they start to like relive that experience, and it just becomes too traumatic where they can't process it. So instead of facing it, they have to avoid because it's just too much for them, which is again very fair. Very fair.
Yeah. I think it's crazy how our brain even operates. Like I feel like there's all these weird intricacies we hear about, whether it be like trauma, which I feel like everyone can experience to even a small degree. Just like an event that changes the way your brain developed. It's kind of crazy.
We love going on first dates and just trauma bonding. It's so much fun.
It was we.
Okay, well fuck you guys. Just me? Okay.
I prefer to be sane. I prefer to be sane. But I know it's effective for maybe some goal.
Interesting takes, all of you. I have so many thoughts.
But even other diseases, it's like you read about like Alzheimer's and all these like weird things. I think it just raises so many questions about how does your brain even work. It's so crazy.
Some less than others. Depends on how much caffeine I've had in the morning. Don't talk to me until I've eaten this mug.
Was your question specifically about Alzheimer's or just general brain?
No, I'm just like, it's not really a question. It's just like an observation about the brain in general. Have you read any recent books from your 150 about the brain?
Not recently, but there's new theories coming out about dementia, certain dementias and Alzheimer's being a metabolic disease.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
Actually, the person I don't know if I told you about like the Ascension CEO, not CEO, Ascension C-suite executive that I had on the podcast, and she was saying that they really think it's because of sugar, which is crazy.
Yes, sugar, in the terms of it may be like a result of type 2 diabetes. So it's not necessarily sugar, it's more that the neurons cannot produce enough energy.
You think that's just one of the reasons or like a sole reason?
I think that that's probably the primary reason. There's a bunch of other like toxic effects of having too much sugar in your bloodstream as well. It damages the blood vessels themselves, which would inherently like inhibit the ability of the neurons to get sufficient oxygen to produce energy.
Damn, that's crazy. It is crazy though, because I feel like the more and more we read about this kind of stuff, it's like everything is because of diabetes. Everything is from metabolic disorder.
Everything's connected.
It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
What you laughing about?
You good over there, dude?
No, it's just
He's so far.
it's just like I like the fact that like I'm like I have nothing to add to this conversation because I don't know shit about what you guys are talking about, and
I can tell you're out of your depth.
then hearing like the South and Sharia going, damn, that's crazy. It's like, I was like, man, you stole my line. Like I
Sammy, how do you feel about all the things that were just said?
I mean, it's pretty terrifying, and my dad's talked about all the time how sugar's evil. He keeps telling me to read some book about how sugar's evil. So
you need sugar.
like,
you
it
need
all
carbs.
comes down to,
Your brain runs on glucose.
Yeah, but not. Like,
yeah, you need the carbs,
fruits
but you
enough.
don't want the like insane insulin response, right?
Yeah,
Firing
and
off every
if
time.
If you're consuming fructose with like fiber or something, or eating fruits, or without the excessive amount that we're eating through added sugar, and like every single item of food we eat, from like bread to like.
Typically, sugar's not the issue unless you're obese and you have type 2 diabetes.
Right.
So I'm just saying.
That's how it becomes an issue from excessively eating sugar.
Plus, most of these people are leading sedentary lifestyles. So
I'm just saying, like, sugar should not be your number one concern if you're obese and you're sedentary and you have type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, but how are you gonna not get obese if you're obese? Like, let's say I'm obese right now. Like, what do I do?
just start fucking walking. Literally, actually take 40-minute walks. Not even 20-minute walks
Take a hot
every
girl
day.
walk. I love me a hot
Actually,
girl walk in the summer.
the hot girl walk
Hot girl
is like a
walks,
life
yeah.
changer,
Yeah,
and
but
then
like-
everything
walks-
will follow.
Huge for mental
All right,
health.
let's say I go on my hot girl walk and then I eat like 3 donuts when I get home.
Oh, don't eat 3 donuts when you get home.
So I should
Eat
so
2
sugar is kind of
instead.
a problem
So you
too.
start eating 2, and then you start eating 1,
Well-
and then you get rid of them.
It's
Well,
not
is
also
it-
just sugar. What if you just had like a whole pizza when you got back?
Yeah.
Yeah,
which
it's
is
not
like-
just sugar. It's the calorie. It's the calories in general. It
It's
could
the-
be
it's
anything
It's probably
you get
sugar
it from.
pizza, right?
Not really. I mean, it's
Papa
more, it's
John's,
more like,
Domino's.
I mean,
It's
there are
more-
carbs.
There's glucose.
They put something in there.
I mean, obviously it's food business, right? But it's mainly the hyper processed foods,
Yeah, so anything ultra processed you should avoid,
Yeah.
including pizzas and sugar products.
not Italian pizzas. Italian pizzas.
They got something going on over there, dude. Their portions are tiny, bro.
Yeah.
It's insane.
The crust is super thin, and it's like
I want Domino's. I
Me
want
too.
Domino's real bad.
I
Dad.
can
Look
mess
what
that
you
up
did.
right now.
Yeah.
I want to make sure we include everyone in this conversation. So, how about you? Tell us about some creative projects you've been working on.
I was just getting ready to rant about drivers today. I was like, oh my god, dude. Okay, sorry, I'm totally gonna derail this.
let's go.
So like I had a rehearsal on North Campus today, and it was at 2:30. It's the first one of the semester, so I was like, okay, I've been pretty ready for both of them. Now, like I had a pretty good master plan because my first class was done at like 10:30, so like I was back in my apartment just kind of chilling for a while, just like eating a little bit, and I was like, all right. Because my saxophone was in my car, so I was like, okay, I need to get it up to North Campus, so I'll just go and get food, and carry my saxophone with me, and then bring it to North Campus, and then I won't have to worry about parking anywhere. I made it to Ola Sol before I realized that I had just totally forgotten the saxophone part, and it was about 2:00 when I realized that. Rehearsal was 2:30. Okay. So it's 2:00 when I realized that. My rehearsal's 2:30 at North Campus. My apartment is a good 10-15 minute walk away. Now you can do the math here. That was not going in my favor. But so about 2:05, I got my food. Hustled the fuck back. I mean, I tell you, I think it was actually like 1:55 that I realized. I got back to my apartment at like 2:08. Then I swear to God, every single person who was driving in front of me, first day on the road, had to have been their first day on the road, because there is no other way to explain the amount of incompetence that I saw, not just from the drivers. I almost got hit by a bus just because it was going in the wrong lane. I mean, and then then I got up to one of the lots on North Campus. I didn't even try parking in the music school parking lot because that place is completely fucked after like noon, so you can't get a spot, and it's also like $80 to park for 2 hours there. So
For one day.
yeah, for it's ridiculous. I paid like $6 the other day for like 2.5 hours.
just for going there?
Just like going there, like just if parking in any of the paid lots, it's ridiculous.
Crazy.
And so I parked in one of the lots, and then it's like the one that's behind the new information sciences building that they're building on North Campus, and like I parked there before, so like I know that you're able to park in the spots and pay for it. I park in one of the spots and I put in the number and it tells me to enter a department like coupon value. I'm like, what is that? I don't have one of those. So I just found another spot, parked illegally for 2 hours, and then and of course I made it to my rehearsal on time. I was like the second one there.
And then you get the email that rehearsal is canceled.
Yeah, no, the professor,
way.
the director was like 5 minutes late, so I was like, what am I doing? And I was like, I should just like kill myself right here, right now.
cold they canceled?
Yeah, no, it was cold. Yeah,
So they
like,
canceled it?
No, they didn't cancel it. No, it still happened, but I was just. that was just something I wanted to rant about today. That had literally nothing to do with creativity or whatnot. I actually was working on something creative though, like during the time where I was like just rotting in my apartment alone. I brought my keyboard from home, so I was just like messing around with the sounds and whatnot. Found a nice electric piano sound, and it came up with a nice chord progression, a pretty nice melody. So we'll see if that takes me anywhere.
Hey,
But
so
it was-
moral of the story: Christian is an A+ student.
Yeah. Yep.
How did you get that from that?
Listen. Master's schools. I'm willing to park illegally, and to just to make it to class on time. So.
I don't.
Let's
I
get
don't
him in,
think that
boys.
They want you to do something illegal. I'm gonna be honest with you.
Hey, listen. I'm showing my dedication for punctuality. Okay, I value the time of everybody. That was the same thing. I enjoy being in class.
Takes risks.
It takes risks.
Has initiative.
He's making my arguments for me here.
Real question though: did your classmates hold their own during rehearsal,
What do you
or
mean?
were they woefully unprepared?
It was like the first rehearsals we were just sight reading,
Oh, okay.
so it wouldn't really have mattered anyways.
So you carried?
Yeah. Yep. We'll say that.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. We'll
Well
say that.
practiced. Well practiced.
Yeah. I am actually gonna hear one of my songs in a rehearsal tomorrow for like the first time in a while. So we'll see how that goes. Hopefully I'll record it. And then that'll be fun. But
It's cool.
yeah, no. That's all I got going on creatively right now.
And with sugar, metabolic disease, metabolic disease.
And I'm a band kid.
Dude, I was being good
two
about like not
kids.
eating sugar for a long
3.
time. Actually, still I'm pretty like most days I don't have sugar. It's just like the sugar in like fruits and whatnot.
So that's fine.
That's like
It's like ultra processed food.
Yeah, I mean, I was beefing with Meijer for a little bit because I always do I have a really solid process down for my protein shakes at the end of the night. It's milk, protein powder, 2 scoops of protein powder, peanut butter, frozen like cherry berry mix from
Cherry
Meijer.
berry.
Cherry berry. The cherries are
Yeah.
and then like some ice and honey. But like the past couple of times I've been at Meijer, I haven't been able to get the cherry mix, so I had to get the triple berry mix. This is no. These are blueberries, raspberries, blackberries, all 3 all-timer fruits. Don't get me wrong. Not good for smoothies. Okay, it is 75% fucking seeds in there. It totally messes up the consistency. So I'm beefing with Meijer. Meijer, if you're watching this right now, restock the cherry berry blend. I'll be there.
Yeah, Frederick.
I'll be there. Hit my line. Frederick, hit my line.
I do actually know someone that works at Meijer's distribution.
Really?
Give me their number. I'm so serious.
Danny,
Give
look
me
me
their
dead in the
number.
eyes right
Put in the
now.
word for me. Put in the
You
word
need,
for me.
what was it? What did you need?
Cherry berry blend.
Danny,
Frozen.
we need cherry berry blend at what location?
The Ann Arbor Saline.
At the
Meijer.
Ann Arbor Saline.
Ann Arbor
Meijer.
Saline Meijer.
Danny.
Cherry berry blend. Danny,
need
don't
it.
fuck me on this.
There is no way.
Don't.
Well,
I'll make sure to
I'm
send it
sure.
soon.
Yeah. When does this come out? Probably Sunday.
Sunday, yeah. Sunday.
Okay.
soon.
Well, Danny on Sunday. Well, if it's not there on Monday, throwing hands. You're not
Yep.
invited on March 7th. I don't know why.
You're not. You're
Am I
not
invited
invited
on
then.
March 7th?
Yep.
It all
that's a
hinges
clip.
on. It all
Do you have an
hinges on this
invitation
Monday
for me
Meijer
for
trip.
March
So you
7th?
gotta lock in.
One more time.
March 7th? Am I invited? I didn't hear about this.
Maybe. I
Didn't
don't
hear
know what
about
we're
this
doing
event.
yet. It'll be just hanging around. But yeah, we can do something.
Interesting.
You met Danny.
Self-invite.
Yeah. Yeah, he was at the gym. He was one of the guys that came to visit that one day. Blonde hair,
Oh.
tennis guy. You know, I made him double his protein intake, and he's finally getting back on the grind. Good for him.
Dude,
Yeah.
as soon as you start eating, as soon as you pick up the fork, oh my gosh, it's
Watching.
it's.
I could put down the fork.
Dude, I've hit like
Down the fork.
6 PRs in the past like month just because I've picked up the fork.
235.
Yeah, 235. I probably got. I don't know. I'll probably.
405 loading?
Dude, I might even try for something else tomorrow.
405 loading.
Shoot, I mean I've hit like
250 bench is on the way.
yeah 250.
That'd be sick.
Dude, if you can believe it or not, my goal for the end of last year was 315 squat and 275 bench, and then I got neither of those. I didn't even come close.
Did you try it? Like.
Well, I
yeah.
tried. Like I got hurt at the end of the year, so that certainly didn't help.
I remember that, like your shoulder, right?
Yeah, it's like only now feeling better.
It was your left shoulder too, wasn't it?
It was my left shoulder.
always the
Yeah.
left shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the.
Shoulder issues.
Yeah, that's just.
You don't bench. You stay out of this. You're not allowed.
Well, it was probably just some like nagging thing from back when I injured it all the way back in when the CCRB was still around,
Oh yeah.
like in UNC days.
R.I.P. A
Yeah.
legend. CCRB.
I wish you.
It's that direction,
I wish
right?
you.
Yeah,
Like,
it's that
yeah,
direction.
it's
Yeah.
It's that direction.
Good riddance.
Yeah,
CCRB.
good riddance. I can't wait for the new one to come.
It brings back memories, but
see what it's
good
How was
riddance.
the CCRB?
Oh, it was ass.
No AC.
Sweaty.
Musky.
What was it like inside? Like what when you compared to
This is
the
not,
IM?
dude.
Depends
If you
on the
went
time of the
between
year.
August and no, sorry, I guess I should be real. June and October, it was a
It's-
nightmare. there was no like cooling mechanism. They had these massive
So it was
ceiling
hot.
fans that did
I like it
nothing.
when it's hot.
Yeah,
Man.
those fans
No,
are just
no,
for
no, no, no,
decoration.
you
I
don't.
swear.
Dude.
It was an
Don't.
old building that had no central AC.
I think that's a
They had like
vibe,
a
bro.
window unit somewhere, I'm sure.
Dude, that's got to be a vibe.
Oh, the weight room was
Not
like
a
was
vibe.
like a dungeon for sure. Like it was kind of. I remember one of my first core memories of being in there was walking. This is when I couldn't bench 135. I walked in and saw some dude who was probably on steroids and had like a bald ass head, like repping 315.
Yes.
And I was like, okay, all right, I guess this is what it is.
I still remember I had this guy who said he was part of like the old strength and conditioning team here. Like he was in charge of like a football team under, I think he said Brady Hoke, so long time ago.
All right.
But he was like, I was on bench and he was like coming over after, and he was like, oh hey, like do you want some like assistance on your form or whatever? And I was like, I would absolutely take it because that was when I was also first just starting out, and he helped me with like quite a few things. And the guy was jacked, maybe on steroids, maybe not, who knows, but. He was just a cool guy, and like there was definitely some people out there where it's like, yeah, we definitely want your advice, and then there are definitely people where it's like, who are you? What are you doing? Stay away from me.
Thinking about it now, the squat rack setup was like ridiculous. They had like it was like you understand? Okay. So you know
a poor girl, if the only squat racks were the ones in front, I would feel so bad. I would not take one behind.
Okay. So you know how the current bubble setup is, where it's like the three right there, and then there's like the one unlucky squat rack that's behind the other two, or that's behind like
In the front?
Yeah, behind the one in front, and then the platform.
Yeah.
It used to be the other two were like behind the other ones as well. So it was just like there were 6 squat racks like in a short area, and if you were unlucky, or like I guess you had a 50% chance of just staring at somebody's ass for like an entire set.
That's hilarious.
And so
I mean, the IM is weird. Like you're facing each other. Like, imagine you're both squatting.
Oh
at the
yeah,
same time.
I don't fuck with those IM squat
Dude, like,
racks.
imagine we're both squatting at the same time. Just looking at each other.
Yeah, I
we
cannot.
did that
that'd be
this
kinda
morning.
fire,
You didn't like
though.
that?
No, I didn't like that particularly.
How?
Yeah,
Oh, I was just like standing next to him. I was just doing air squats, and he was like doing an actual set. And I was
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I would not be able to concentrate. Especially because, like, okay, this is not something that I, like, complain too much about, but I feel like mirror etiquette is, like, something that more people should
What's mirror
understand.
etiquette?
I think just, like, if somebody's, like, doing a set,
Oh,
and,
no
and,
block
and,
them.
and you're
Yeah.
not doing a set, like,
Move.
you can move out the way a little bit. Like, it's okay. And I'm never gonna be like, hey, get the fuck out of my way. But,
I see
I'm
that.
but like, it'll throw me off a little bit for sure.
It's annoying.
It's definitely a little annoying, and especially like I'm just imagining like one of those where you're doing it, like if you're at the you're doing a set and then the person's just like sitting there just staring at you doing like while you're squatting. That can't be good.
Yeah.
It does not work. I mean, if you're a power lifter, maybe it works because
Yeah.
you're not allowed to.
You don't
look
want
in
the mirror.
Yeah.
In one of my classes, so it's a scientific inquiry with motion capture, and the project
A scientific inquiry
with motion capture.
What is that?
So basically, it's using videos to look at like basically body position angles.
Mhm.
And so our group's project for the entire semester is basically how vision affects your squat.
Mm.
And so we have 3 conditions, which is vision but no mirror, and then blindfold.
What'd you
So-
find?
Oh my god.
Can we do some like theories? Can we like
Blindfold
guess
squat.
before we can see the results?
Oh,
You have the
we don't
results?
have the results. We're gonna like this is.
We just did the study right here.
It's different without any weight on
I
your
feared
back.
I feared for my life still. That was
Yeah.
I
bad.
feel like it's better with no mirror.
We
What
shall
do you guys
see.
think?
We'll see.
Well, I don't like ever squat without a mirror. So like it's like a lot of my form is built on like it does not say that I can't squat without a mirror for sure. But I have to resort to something. So I'm just looking straight down so that I know that I'm getting as deep as I want to go, and it never feels comfortable at all. Like if I'm ever in that godforsaken squat rack that's behind the other one and behind the deadlift platform.
been there.
Oh, you're lucky.
No, you have.
I think
You
I've
used it, yeah.
not
but
for
that was
like
when-
squatting.
Well, not for squatting. Yeah, I remember you did it when you were like
Rows.
trying out the.
Yes, I did.
Oh,
Oh, that doesn't count. It only
Oh,
counts
yeah,
if
yeah.
you're squatting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
was just
Well,
saying, he
everything
has
else
used
you
it.
did.
He has used it.
Yeah, I mean, it's even worse if you're squatting, person in front of you squatting doesn't move when they're not doing a set, and then there's also a person
Deadlifting.
a person deadlifting or doing RDLs in the
So
platform.
CCRB.
Yeah, so you're getting lines of sight on 2 asses, and
Yes.
it's like, please, I'm not.
Is
I'm,
there?
I'm trying to look at my.
I want to see
face.
my form.
I want to see my
sh-
face.
Dog
Yes.
shit form, please.
I need to lock eyes with myself to show myself that I'm locked the frick in.
Is there a piece of equipment that you guys have never used in Palmer?
I don't think I've ever used that. There's a lot of the machines I haven't used.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I really
yeah,
don't
yeah.
use that
Yeah.
many of them. I don't
think I've
use
tried them once.
the. I use none of the core equipment. Fuck that.
Oh yeah, I haven't used that.
I did
either.
use the core equipment back in the CCRB. It was
No
actually
way.
pretty fire.
I've
I don't
never
think I've
Like
used
the
it.
twisting one.
I've used like the ball setup.
The obliques one?
Mm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Like I used the one where you like set up like this and you put your legs up once.
Oh,
The
yeah.
ball. I've used that one.
Yeah, I haven't
I
used
mean,
it.
I haven't
used
hit the
that
treadmills
one.
or anything.
Hot take. I love the sus machine.
I like it too.
Abductors, abductors.
They're good.
Of
I
course,
like
that's
I like it
necessary.
as an exercise. I hate that machine.
I hate that machine. Love the exercise. I also never get the machine. It's the same thing with the Smith machine.
Yeah, it's
What's
all
wrong
goes
with
on.
that machine though? Like, why you guys hate the machine?
Well, because the stack is not heavy enough.
Yeah, it's
That's
pretty light.
Oh, yeah,
true.
you
Dude,
almost
dude,
have to forget
yeah,
next
Dude,
day.
yeah, no, you missed it today. I tried it because Angie showed me the method last time because we tried putting a 45 on. Like you can kind of fit it on. But
serious?
yeah, but I put a 45 on like on top of the stack and then
On top of the stack?
Yeah, so
Oh,
you
you just
know-
do it in there.
On
No,
the pin,
no.
on the pin.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Like I'm one of the pins that sticks out far enough for you to.
Want to keep
do
it in the ground?
What?
It's on the top pin. So you know with the sus machine, there's the top pin for the. There's a top pin for like the extra
retcon
little
that.
bit
Yeah, the
between.
extra 5 weight, the extra
Yeah.
5 pounds.
That pin sticks out a little bit more.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I remember.
It sticks out enough. And so I put the 45 on, and then before I started to do the set, one of the people came over like, yeah, you're not allowed to do that.
Bro, come on.
The problem
And I was
is
like-
that the desk has direct line of sight.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's like,
So you
it-
can't
like,
do
I think-
anything
I gotta
funny.
find the chillers, man.
Yeah, exactly. I think if you had like a gym pin and you were using it on one of the stacks on on the cable towers, I think you'd be fine. But
5.
yeah, but the thing is like, yeah, it's not a heavy enough stack for adductors or for
Abductors.
adductors.
I mean, I can always do
For
first one,
adductors,
yeah.
it's fine. For abductors, it's not.
Yep.
Yeah, I agree.
It's,
I mean, would it break the machine?
Well, typically those machines are designed to handle a lot more weight. So I mean, I understand that it's not good for the gym equipment, but usually like
Can be the worst thing.
no, it can't be. I mean, 45 additional pounds is not like the worst thing in the world.
I'm
Now,
gonna try it.
and also if you're doing it with terrible form, if you're slamming the weight down, then yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably gonna break the machine. But
I was learning the difference between.
Don't worry, I don't
the
know either.
alleys.
I just ask them each time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
What
Just feel it
was
out.
your last statement?
I was just saying that
It's better
Got kicked out of the gym.
I was saying
You know
that
what?
I'm cooler and smarter and handsomer than you.
Well known
Yeah,
fact.
Yeah. So
What was your bench again? Sorry.
No one asked.
I keep
Yeah.
waiting for him to do his front double bicep. He hasn't done it yet.
What's that?
What?
Front double bicep?
I don't think it's appropriate for.
I don't
yeah,
know.
it's not. I'm too
Philosophical
He,
discussion.
covered
he does
up.
it randomly throughout like our time at the gym. We're gonna
That's
have you
fine
have like
because
a,
you're at
no,
the
we had a
Yeah,
very
yeah,
in-depth
what was that?
conversation.
What was
We
I
had-
supposed to-
one
what
setting
was I-
where
what
you're
was I
supposed to do that. What else
was
are
I
you
supposed to do? Like
for
in
you
the
to
middle
do?
of you guys talking about fucking our hunter gatherers depressed or like already depressed. Just boom, boom. Oh, I just got my concealed carry license. Boom, boom. Like,
Oh, dude, no.
That's not.
Well, no, we were having like a deep conversation about something at the tent today, and then you just started just flexing in the mirror your fucking calf. You're just like, hold on.
You guys weren't talking about anything deep. You were talking about like you were just talking about the calf exercise. I was like, wait, hold on, my calves look sick here.
You know, it was a deep discussion though. The railgun sound.
That was, oh my god, dude, that was.
Wait, what was this?
This is yesterday. Our bit that we came up with yesterday is like a dude at the at the gym who makes like gunshot sound effects whenever like he flexes his biceps, but it's only sci-fi guns. So it's like power up a rail gun. And you go, and you think that's like a normal sound effect. I know.
What are the
Making
odds for you to do that at the tent tomorrow?
Oh, I mean, it's chest and back today or tomorrow. I mean, that's what do you mean? Negative
I'll do
500,000.
leg makeup. I'll do leg makeup tomorrow, and I will do that every rep of Bulgarians.
You just go. No, it'll make like the Iron Man sound effect.
Dude, I'm just. I can't think about Iron Man the same. I've been playing way too much Marvel Rivals, and it's
Oh,
always the
yeah.
clips like, Jarvis, clip that.
Oh my god.
Dude, did you see that clip of Did you see that clip of do you know RDC World? Did you know them? Okay.
familiar.
There. Okay. Well, did you see the clip of like that dude who was playing Marvel Rivals and like his play of the game was like
Jeff.
him
You know
playing
Yeah, he's a PI here.
Like
King
Mr.
Sal.
Fantastic. Okay, never mind. Sorry. No, I'm good.
Hey,
I'm
dude,
good.
They really just talked over you.
I got 4v1 aired out in real time.
Hey,
I'm
it's Jeff.
good.
Oh my God, guys. Hi, Jeff.
I'm good.
No way. That's on too.
Yeah,
Wow.
dude, he's
I just got ratioed in real time. That was fucked up.
What are you saying?
No, it's good. We're good.
Yeah, I guess it's
I
lost
was worried.
now.
By
King
Dr.
Sal.
Murphy.
All right. Anyways,
Yeah, I've never seen ratioed in live time.
I will rewatch that. It'd be hilarious.
Well, we know we called that in the
That was, I mean,
Travis,
that was
clip that.
that was worse
Flip
than
it
like
and
if I had
ship
just
it.
started stuttering like crazy. I mean, that was worst thing that's ever happened to me.
Was it
That,
intentional?
that just now. Yeah.
Better or worse than what happened to David like a week ago?
Let's not speak of that ever again. That
I
was the most
think-
unspeakable interaction I think I've ever
David had it
seen.
worse.
What happened?
Well, you see. You want to tell the story or do you want me to?
Sammy, tell
I'm
the story.
biased.
All right. So it's time for Larson Press.
It's not time for Larson Press.
It is time for Larson
Okay,
Press.
maybe
It
not.
was time for Larson Press.
It's always time for Larson Press.
True.
Maybe it was. Or maybe it was a cool down set. Either way, there's a good amount of weight. There's like 185 on the bar or something. Or like 175. And it's about a Larson Press. And then Ty pulls up and he's like, oh, that's so light. He gets down on the bench. I start pushing back on the bar while he's bicycle kicking, banging out these Larson Press reps. And then he gets up and does 2 Fortnite dances back to back on David.
I did literally.
Wait. What was that? Okay. I'm sure he flossed. What was the second one?
Take the L.
Oh my god. See, if I was David,
I'm single, ready to mingle.
if
I have great dance moves.
Yeah, if I was David, I would have killed myself in front of you right then. That's.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Not gonna lie.
I missed this. Was this after I had left, or was this like a different
I
day?
think it was like the other Tuesday.
Oh.
Not yesterday.
I think
I
we were
must have
there-
left.
No, it was Tuesday. Yeah.
It was the other Tuesday.
Last
Yeah,
Tuesday.
8 days
Yeah.
ago.
What
David
was I doing?
knows
I
that
definitely
date.
was
He
there.
knows exactly.
He
when
knows.
that
He
happened.
knows the exact date, the exact time.
Yeah.
the
David's
second-
gonna remember. I mean, that was the start of David's villain arc.
So
Yeah.
disrespectful.
Yeah. I have no enemies, but
No,
fucking
yeah,
hate
no,
me.
no.
I have
No.
no enemies.
No, he is your enemy.
But there
Otherwise,
are
you wouldn't
so
do
many
that.
people
Oh,
that
yeah.
are preying
Oh,
on
yeah.
my downfall.
Yeah, you wouldn't even think of doing that if he wasn't your enemy.
No, he's not my enemy.
Yes,
I
he
have
definitely
enemies.
is. There's no other reason to do that.
I mean, we're talking about it. It's funny. I don't know.
Big no. N-O.
This is why
I
new.
think it's motivating. I'm
This
just
is-
saying.
Okay. I will say it is motivating to go to the gym with somebody who just ratios you in every lift, like, because then it's like, damn, like I suck.
Yeah, and he started like working hard.
Yeah, exactly. It gives you like I have a friend who he's in the army now, but he well, I guess I only lifted with him a couple times, but like he benched 225 within like 6 months of lifting. He like squatted 365 within like 8
Wow.
months. Like he got to like pretty decent depth too, like parallel. So like it was not bad by any means. And, like he was just ridiculous genetics, but he would just ratio the fuck out of me and my other friend who's named Christian on all of our lifts, and we were like, one day we're gonna catch that motherfucker. He's about to bench 300 as well. So I mean, we got that going for us.
Good for him.
Yeah.
I do it to motivate. That's all I can say.
Yeah,
Can't
exactly.
be mad at me. Do it for him.
Listen, man, next year when I have that 315 bench, 700 pound deadlift, 2,000 pound squat, you're gonna have to worship me.
I look forward
Well,
to
what
that.
if I have more than that?
Then we just blow out your knees.
Yeah.
Take-
Tanya
that's when you have the
Harding.
baseball
Yeah,
bat.
I'm gonna be Tanya Harding. That's what I'm gonna be.
You had a good run, Ty. Sorry, I'm
Yeah,
like
exactly.
skill issue.
Right.
You should have been nicer.
Right.
Guys, I'm just doing it. I'm trying to get you all the gym motivation that you need. And I'm trying to give you the not cringe gym motivation. I'm trying to give you the not winner arc or the not my girl left me motivation.
Listen, man. The only motivation I need is the cute puppy and bunny reels that I watch before a workout.
I don't think that's a very good pre-workout. I'm not
Oh,
gonna
it's a
lie to you.
great pre-workout. It's a fantastic pre-workout. And
I'll
then
try it tomorrow,
and then kitty videos intro workout, right? And then more puppy videos post workout. That's anabolic.
You know, Ty. I don't think you should be speaking, given that there's that one Instagram reel that you really liked and enjoyed.
What was this?
I don't know what you're saying, and I'm kind of scared. Am I about to be aired?
Possibly.
Oh,
On North Campus, when you're doing RDLs.
I stand by that. Jeff the Shark is fucking great.
Oh, are you?
And I have that on my public story, so no, I'm not ashamed of it. That is motivating for sure. I see your point, though.
Sometimes you just gotta watch some cute shit, you know?
Yeah. Just a cute little guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a cute little dude.
Yeah.
Damn. You know what? I get it now.
Yeah.
I get it. We can reach across this table
Yeah.
and understand each other.
Yeah. Ty, what ethnicity is your last name?
Very German.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I thought it was
Hergenreder.
German, but you know, sometimes the Dutch and German they get mixed up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Hergenreder, Uber German, no names, Uber Polish.
Is it like German as in like your dad's from Germany or is it just like not very
Family
far?
name.
Okay.
Yeah, just family name. Yeah.
Okay.
My grandmother came over when she was a girl, like little girl, I think.
What year was this? Like 1900s or 1800s?
Couldn't tell you. Don't know that much about my family history. Yeah.
You didn't come to this podcast prepared.
Yeah.
Come
on, Ty.
Sorry, guys. I did the best I could with the lore that I had at the time.
No, you didn't
Not
do it.
enough.
You didn't
Finally
do the
found
best.
the other missing info. Finally.
Well, they're missing info.
Well, didn't train back for a whole year. Now we also know he doesn't know about his family history.
Okay.
What is it? What do you care about? What are your priorities?
Can someone give me one reason to train back at the time when I thought I'm not going to see it? Why do I care?
So you don't keel over and die?
And then I did that on deadlift, and that was a problem. So then I started training back. Happens to the best of us.
Enough said.
Sammy, I love you, but I didn't train back for a whole year when I was first starting, or hamstrings.
Damn.
I'm
Why?
just saying.
Enough said.
Yeah.
Why is that?
I just didn't know you were supposed to. That was literally it. At the back, I was just like, why do I care? No one's gonna, I'm not going to see my
that's
back.
Crazy because the lat pull down is like the most fundamental exercise ever. Like I feel like that's like the one exercise that everybody does. Besides that, it's like that and leg extensions.
I mean, that was the first one I went to when I started
Yeah,
training back.
yeah.
My first day was I did 2 days. I did like a basic bro split where it was just lat raises, bench press, and curls and triceps, and then the next day would be legs.
Do you guys have like a core memory from when you first started lifting?
Oh,
I have that guy ruining himself on the
Oh,
leg
yeah.
press.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Did you start in the gym? Like, is that the first place you lifted, or what?
Yeah, I just started at the CCRB. That was
Okay.
like when I really got into
And this is
it.
undergrad?
Yeah. Well, no, not well. I was here in the summers, but when I like first started, like during COVID. But
Okay.
I have a very good, not a good core memory, but I have a core memory of this guy on the leg press who had way too much weight on there.
Yeah.
And you just saw his knee do an angle that it should not have
Oh,
done.
no. The first time?
I mean, that was his. I mean, I don't know how many times he had been doing it.
But that's your first time, like, lifting?
No, I'd been there for like about a month or so.
Okay.
But I
Oh
also.
my god, only a month in and you see that. Holy shit.
Yeah, but the
I
thing is,
thought it was the first day, which was so
No,
much
no,
worse.
no. But, like, it was very early on. And, like,
Never
I
coming
knew it was
back.
always dangerous, but it wasn't until I saw that happen in live time I was like, oh, wait, yeah,
Damn.
this is like, you could hurt yourself if you're doing this incorrectly.
That's scary.
It was. How many aura points did this guy lose? Where like he was seated up against like the wall, like where the like assisted dip machine is. He has EMS all around him. He still has his weight on there, and I go over there and ask him if he's done with it, and just hop on and start doing calf raises on it.
Yeah.
How many aura points did he lose?
Hey man, can I work in?
I didn't actually ask him. I knew he was done with the machine, but I did hop on it.
Hey, bro, you
The other
gonna
was
wipe this
thinking,
down? You gonna wipe this down? Like,
Dude, what the fuck? Wipe
yeah.
down your shit.
Jeez, man.
Terrible
Gross,
etiquette.
yucky.
Terrible
Yeah.
etiquette.
Yeah, no, but I felt really bad for that guy because that was obviously like a not good experience for him. But I didn't feel bad enough to not use the machine and
Right.
not add more weight to it. Whoops.
Sorry, do you have a core memory from when you first started
Yeah.
lifting?
I remember I think in 7th or 8th grade. I think it was COVID, so probably 8th grade. I started doing pull-ups in my backyard.
Mm-hmm.
Like the first thing. I just felt like, I don't remember why I started it, but I remember like I had a memory from childhood where my best friend could do a pull-up and I couldn't.
Mm.
I guess it kind of sat in my head for a little bit, but we had like monkey bars in the backyard, so I started like going and doing pull-ups. I couldn't do a single one.
Mm.
But then like I just did that for a little bit, and then my dad had gym equipment in the house, so he started showing me stuff, and damn, it was. I remember the first time like he made me do some like bicep curls and like some bench or whatever
Mm-hmm.
with like the very light weights up to 40 pounds, but like I was probably doing like
Mhm.
5 pounds, 10 pounds for like bench or whatever.
Right.
And the soreness for the next day was indescribable. Like everything hurt the whole day, and it was just sucked. And I mean, I probably never felt as sore ever again. But I started working at home for a while, and really like, if I look at videos at the time, I'm glad I took videos because they're so shit. Like I had long hair back then, I had glasses that look really weird.
Oh dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, you wouldn't recognize me, but there's some fun videos to look back at.
Yeah.
That was like freshman year, summer, ish.
Okay.
And then I started going to the gym like the next year.
Okay.
And took off from there.
Yeah, that's
Here
fun.
we are.
Yeah. For me, my core memory is so I lifted a little bit like my sophomore year of high school because my dad, like I would just go with my dad, but like I didn't like the point where I started and like never stopped was the summer before freshman year of college. I remember I didn't hit legs for the first 2 months, you know, it's like why would you, right? Because also I was scared to death of squatting, and then I was like, all right, fuck it, I gotta, because it was basically like, it was like me, and I would go every other day and just do like upper body stuff, and just do whatever, essentially. Like I'd bench, I'd do lat pull downs, I'd do cable rows, I like do bicep curls, maybe tricep extensions, whatever. I remember like my first leg day, like I was like trying out squatting, and like my form wasn't actually like that bad, but I remember like I put on 115 pounds, and
On squat?
yeah, and I think I got it for like 2 reps, and I just folded. Like I was like, oh man, I didn't hurt myself or anything because like I've always been pretty flexible, so like I didn't. Luckily, that you know, injuring myself on a squat has never been a big concern for me, but I just remember I folded, and I was like, and I had to like stand up and look around to make sure that nobody was like looking at me or whatever.
That's funny.
But I have not skipped legs since then.
Good.
Well, I have not like committed to, like I've obviously I missed leg days, but like I don't skip legs. That's not a thing.
Consecutively.
That's not like a thing that I do.
Yeah, that's fair. A lot of people do, which is crazy. When I talk
Yeah.
to someone, they go, I don't hit legs. I'm like, that's
Dude,
crazy.
that's like.
Hey, I do not skip it that much.
Yeah. Who would?
Skip
Yeah,
it.
who would do that around here?
It happens.
today.
I have 2 leg days for a reason.
Although to be fair, the size of his legs, like you would not believe that he's ever missed a leg day.
Hey,
but,
no, you can't say that.
No,
but,
I can say that.
But that's why we have 2 leg days.
One for
Kissing
each
this
leg.
One for each leg. Yeah, so you can skip
Oh,
one and not
left,
feel too
right
bad.
split. Yep.
Yeah.
Full body left right split.
Yeah, exactly.
Is that why you're doing Bulgarians this week?
I feel like squatting is the scariest to fail on, but it's always like the least. It feels like the least climatic when you actually. Feel like whatever.
It definitely
Bench
is.
without a spotter.
That's scary.
No, because I feel like with a bench, like things have to go really wrong for it to. Like okay. Obviously, if you tear something, it's like, you know, you might be cooked. But like if you're benching alone, as long as you don't put clips on, like there's always an out.
I'm thinking with like squats, like having proper safety, so you'd have the
You can do it on
safety
your own.
parts there.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's
Yeah.
true. But I think even with that, like squats as a sensation are scary as shit because it's like just feeling the weight. Like you don't feel the weight like you do in any other exercise that you do with squats because you're just loading it straight onto your spine. You're feeling all of it like crushing you into the ground, and then you still gotta sit down and
Get it off.
sit back up with it. Yeah, it's
Interesting.
You gotta give it uppies.
like no RDLs are a close second, but no exercise gets me as nervous as squats do.
RDLs make you nervous?
Yeah, if you go heavy enough, yeah.
Why? Take it back.
Well, it's just like it's a lot of weight and it's a lot of exertion. Like after a set of RDLs, I'm ready to take a nap.
Oh yeah,
hard.
RDLs
Really
do
take a
give
nap
me.
after any set in the
Yeah.
gym.
RDLs give me a bit of those lines. Gotta sit. They gotta take
Yeah.
a quick
Yeah.
seat.
I get those on Bulgarians.
Yeah, I'll sit down.
Yeah.
It's I mean,
Yeah.
shit gets crazy. You know, because especially if you're using like decent form and stuff like that, like, you know, it's just a lot of weight to be pulling down on you at the same time. You know, and like I'm not using crazy weight, but it's still a lot of weight to be pulling down on you for
Yeah.
sure.
That's fair. I remember it took me a year to get to a plate on bench.
Yeah, I think it was. I think I like just to hit it for one.
Yeah, it's 135 for one.
I think. For me, I think it was like 8 months or something like that.
Probably around 8 months for me.
Yeah.
Because I didn't really start benching until the beginning of sophomore year. And then
Yeah.
I hit it like end of sophomore year.
Yeah.
I think it took me 3 months to do it, but I also ruined my shoulder in the meantime. So it didn't really matter because then I was out of benching for at least another 2 months. So
that's fine.
I got a very crunchy shoulder for a while.
Yeah.
I had to do what are those called? On the
External-
cable machines.
external rotations,
so I was really working on my rotator cuff for a while.
All right, Sammy, core memory, core gym memory.
Or gym memory.
Watching David get mobbed.
That is definitely up there. But like early days. There's one where I felt like I was being stared at by some people, which was very strange when I was a beginner. I didn't like it.
Yeah.
It made me like a little scared. But let's see, actual core memory.
Was it like verified they were staring at you, or it just felt like
No,
they
like
were-
it felt pretty direct.
What if
Okay.
they
It was
were,
very strange.
what were they looking at?
That's what I'm wondering. But let's see, what's an
You said
actual-
really good form, and they're like, oh yeah, like
Probably just
watch
taking
this.
notes, yeah.
Definitely
Yeah.
taking
Dude, low key, that's how I'm trying to be with
Admiring,
like
yeah.
with once my squats are like once I can like rep 315 on squats, and like ass to grass, I'm trying to make people look.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make the
100%.
gym stop and watch for a
100%.
set. You know.
Me with my deadlifts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think when I was starting out sophomore fall though, Fridays were the upper day.
Mhm.
So I got to do a nice variety of exercises.
Yeah.
And then I could walk out in the cold air with just a shirt. Oh, that was such fun.
That's fun.
Oh my gosh.
Can't do that right now.
Yeah, you can't do that now.
Well,
do that right now.
you can. You're not making it back, but you
No.
could.
Could definitely do it.
Dude, I texted someone. I took my hands on my pocket for like 10 seconds to text someone. I couldn't feel my hands anymore.
Yeah, it's ass.
Whoa.
It sucks.
Yeah.
Andrew, you're last up. What do we got?
So, this was what got me into lifting, specifically calisthenics. So basically, in high school, even back then, so like typically when I go about something, I will typically research a shit ton, and then I'll actually do it, which is like one could argue is not so great. So basically, there's a bunch of like, I guess you would say, cool kids from PE, and they were doing like a pull-up contest, and they were and they were doing like
Oh wait, this is what we did. Yeah, continue.
they were doing like not like full ROM. They were like doing I don't remember if it was like actual like half reps or not, but I just remember like, it was not full ROM. So then me being an arrogant child was
Right.
like, hey, you're not doing those don't count because you're not going all the way down. And then and then they're like, all right, then show us. And me was like, you know, I can probably do one. So then I get on the bar and I try to pull, but I didn't move.
Oh no.
And
no.
yeah, that was
That was the start of
Oh,
Andrew's
no.
villain arc. That's why he does calisthenics. Oh my god.
Seriously.
Oh,
What
this
year
all
was
makes
this? Like,
so
high
much more
school,
sense
sophomore
now.
year?
Shit.
that was freshman year,
Wow.
I think. Yeah.
You think I'm insufferable now? Imagine if that happened to me.
Damn. Well, it's
Oh,
good. It's good
man.
that I finally got you in the gym, though. I mean,
That's like such a good.
That's
like, origin.
trauma. You said you didn't have any of that. You got it bad. Damn.
That's a no. I mean, that's a good way to get into it.
That's a good motivator.
how long did that
definitely
really
good.
bother you for?
Still does.
I think a long time until I could do a pull up. Then I was like, okay.
How long did it take you to get to a
Yeah.
pull-up?
Good way to learn the
I
lesson.
Yeah.
couple months.
Wow. Yeah.
That's the thing. I feel like we take pull-ups for granted because that's
They're really
like,
good.
dude. That's the thing. Like
Everyone's-
that's like some people's entire goals when they get into the gym is just like to do a pull-up, and that's like
That's
a
true.
year.
That's what I wanted
year
at
and a
first.
half long process. Yeah. Because I mean, if you think about it, it takes a lot of upper body strength to do that. You know, so it's not easy at all.
I agree.
But like, yeah, it feels weird like now because it's just like a lat pull down to me. Like it's just
Yeah.
because I'm just too fucking strong. You know, my body weight's not enough for me.
Well, I mean, it's too easy for you now.
no, but seriously, like I do have to kind of remind myself sometimes like this is like cool. You know, same thing with dips. Dips are like even cooler to me. It's like, oh my gosh, it's like 'cause it's a smaller muscle group.
I love being able to add weight to exercises that most people can't do
Like
even
dips
with
and
their own
pull-ups.
body weight. And again, that's not like a diss at other people either. Everyone's on their own journey and their own.
Kind of is, though. Feels fun.
I don't know. I try and look at it, especially like from a gym perspective. I mean, obviously, I am one of the most insufferable people when people are not like respecting like the rules or the etiquette at the gym. Like, oh, David doesn't want to put his weights back on the leg press. I'm calling him out for it and making him put it back. It's like, no, everyone can do one plate. Not everyone can do one plate. People aren't
I do
wiping down
that.
their stuff.
I leave
It's
my-
like,
I
well,
leave
that's
one
just
plate on.
gross, yucky.
I don't wipe stuff down either.
That's yucky. You.
I just don't like touching the wipes, bro. They're just whack.
Yeah. I mean, they're not fun, but I think that, especially like if you're really sweaty, it's like, what are you doing? But I don't know. I think that I try and like have the gym be like a positive place. I want people
That's
to
good.
feel like they can
Yeah.
come in.
Yeah.
And I mean, if anyone's like asked for advice, happy to give it. I remember not this New Year, but last New Year, I had this guy come up to me and he was like asking me for like advice on his form and stuff, and I was like, yeah, happy to give it. And then he was asking for like a workout regimen, and I was like, that's where I'm drawing the line. I'm
What's
not
wrong with
giving you
that?
that.
What's wrong with that?
Well, I don't know the dude, so I'm not like writing up an entire regimen for him.
Oh yeah, I mean you don't want to write something completely up, but you can give
Yeah.
suggestions. I guess.
Well, no, and I mean that's what I did. I was
Yeah,
like, oh,
that's
like I
fine, that's
usually
fine.
do like 2 exercises for like each muscle group on a push or a pull day, whatever.
Mhm.
Say for legs.
Yeah.
So it was just like that information.
Yeah,
I wasn't
that's
like, but he was asking for like specific exercises, like, and I'm just like, I do these, I like these. Do what you like. Do what will keep you in the gym. Do the fun stuff that you want to do.
Exactly.
If that means
That's the
doing
key.
deadlifts. If doing a deadlift every single day when you get into the gym is what's going to get you into the gym every single day, do it.
Do it. Yeah.
As long as you don't hurt yourself and you aren't able to go in, sure, whatever.
Yeah.
So do what you enjoy. If that means doing a Fortnite dance on your friend that is benching, that's what it means.
Yeah.
But do what you got to do to get in there.
Toxic.
We'll talk. Can you guys think of like a moment, or I guess just an exercise in the gym that like makes you think about how far you've come? Like even though like you haven't, maybe the weight that you're doing now feels trivial or whatever. It just feels normal. Like it reminds you just how far you've come.
For me, it's the French press for the dumbbell French
What's that?
press, where it's like you have the dumbbell here and you like have it behind you.
It's a French
Yeah.
press.
That's
Yeah.
what it's called, yeah.
French
It's
press.
like,
Not like a
tricep
tricep
extension.
or overhead
it's
extension.
like
Yeah.
it's kind of like an overhead extension, but it's got like the name for like the French press because it like looks like you're doing it looks like a French press.
What does that mean?
Like the coffee French press
Oh.
that like goes down.
Okay.
It's like that lever.
I was
what
thinking
it
like
looks
guillotine. I don't know why I was thinking of guillotine.
Yeah. Maybe we're French. Who knows?
Yeah.
But I really like that because like I have a lot of weight on it. It's like kind of hard to get up there too, and then you also have a great view of the lats, which I now do those.
That's fair.
Yeah.
For me, it's probably the shoulder press and bench. I like my shoulder press.
Yeah,
but-
shoulder presses. Yeah, shoulder press is a big one.
Just because I could never imagine like moving 70s or anything. Like,
Yeah,
anytime soon, you know.
Yeah, me too. That was a big one for me. Same. If it looked like you resonated with it.
100% pull-ups, dude. When I
Pull-ups,
first
yeah.
started, I needed the full stack for assisted pull-ups.
Yeah,
Oh man,
that's crazy. You know, you can just rep them out.
Yes, sir.
that's impressive, man.
That's crazy.
Yeah, what about muscle ups? Have you guys ever done a muscle up?
No.
We tried that one time. Remember?
Yeah,
We
I
were
couldn't do
like,
it
we can do
anymore.
it. We do this every single day, and we were like, we gave
Dude,
up.
I used to
on
rep
it.
them out.
But the issue is here. I'm pretty sure all of us, besides Andrew, clearly have the strength to do a muscle up.
Okay,
No, just,
that felt mean.
no, just because I'm joking. He obviously can do a fucking muscle up, but like I think all of us have the strength to do a muscle up. It's just like the technique. Like,
I think the
nobody-
bars here are kind of weird. I'll be honest, but like,
Yeah, they're a little weird, but you know.
I think when I used to do weighted pull ups consistently, muscle ups felt pretty easy. But then like over time when you don't do them, they kind of forget how to do.
Yeah,
it.
that's fair.
Dude, I remember the first time I hit a muscle up, I was like, how the fuck did I just do that? It was crazy. I
One
remember
day
like,
that'll be me.
I tried so many times to do muscle up, I could never do it. And then like one day in sophomore year, like I'm talking to someone, and I was kind of just like joking around, like, oh yeah, I can do muscle up. Kind of like gonna make a fool of myself, just like joking around. They're like, yeah, show me, and then I just did it. I was like, what the fuck? And it just happened.
I hope you all were watching that because I would not be doing it again. Type of shit right there.
Yeah,
Dude,
seriously.
that's one of those things where it's like it looks so much easier than it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I was
looks
also very light at the time.
yeah.
It's a twig.
Yeah. For me, I feel like weighted dips. Okay, I want to say squats and like weighted dips are like the biggest ones where I'm like I don't realize how far I've come, just because like it. I remember it used to like astound me whenever I saw somebody like adding a lot of like even adding a plate to weighted dips. I was like, holy shit. And like that still is like holy shit weight, to be honest. You know, like if you see somebody doing weighted dips with a plate and more, or even people doing dips alone with good form, people like I feel like that's one of like the hardest exercises to just get like down form wise, because you also have to deal with a good amount of wrist pain when you first start doing them, and like. Yeah, and so like I don't really, because I'm just too, I think of it as like a number, so I don't think about like how much weight I actually have on me. It's just like the like in terms of like plate increments, but like that's one that I've progressed like a ton, and like I don't know, I don't appreciate it enough, you know.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
You guys go? Yeah, you went. Wait, no, you said
Yeah,
it.
we all share.
I don't think Andrew.
Oh, you did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Any
we were talking
question?
about specific exercise.
Exercise that
yeah.
makes you
Yeah.
see how far you've come.
I think the pull-up is a big one. Just from like freshman year, I remember doing weighted pull-ups with a 35,
Yeah.
and that was challenging. And now I'm doing double that.
Wow.
Holy jeez.
It's impressive.
Oh my gosh. Holy cow.
I still mog you.
Barely, just barely.
I know, by one
Just
or two
barely.
reps, yeah.
The pyramid.
What about the pyramid?
I will still mog you on pull-ups. Weight adjusted.
No, you won't. Tomorrow, what are you doing?
Wait, adjusted.
Tomorrow is rest day.
Bro, you rested
Yeah,
today.
today was rest day.
No.
you.
Tomorrow is rest
Today
day.
was rest day.
Did you say you were pulling up tomorrow doing legs?
Yeah,
If
you
I
did.
really have to, I will.
No, you will.
What does that mean?
You have to.
Yeah, you have to. You are not 2 rest days in a row. You're better than this.
Listen, man, we could have had some good conversations today on the hamstring curl and the leg extension.
We have some good conversation just out and about.
But
between
then I
us
have to
three.
come back on Saturday and do legs.
Oh no.
Okay, well
Whatever
then
we
you should
do.
pull up on Saturday and do legs.
Yeah.
And pull up at 11.
Then I won't go at Thursday.
Yippee, fuck.
First
Skill
person
issue.
so far was missed. Andrew can attest to that because he's watched all of them.
Skill issue.
Give it to me again. Go back further. I
All
wasn't
right,
ready.
we're gonna see who can catch it. So Ty's failed.
I
Alright,
wasn't
who's next?
ready. I wasn't
Who's
ready.
Next.
Whoever did it, who knows?
Oh man.
I'm vindicated.
Unfortunate.
Fuck.
Wow.
We all suck.
Nobody has hands here. Nobody has hands. Was that to me?
Yeah. I'm just trying to.
What?
Wow. That means you have to pick.
Xavier,
You
choose
have
the
to pick
spot.
Where we go.
Y'all gonna be in the same area.
Yeah.
Wherever.
You gotta pick now.
What is this, number 81? Yeah.
Yep.
All right.
81?
81.
You want me to list out all the names?
You can write your name and then everyone
Oh,
can write their
yeah.
name.
Well,
And just write number
yes.
81 somewhere. You can be like around it.
So you get to be on there now. You made it.
I was on there for any of you. Well, I was on here before any of you guys.
Yeah, Christian
He was the
was.
first one.
Yeah.
It was the OG.
Nah,
I should mark it with what am I like
Nah,
66 or something?
Oh, boo-hoo, you got in too early.
Nah, should've been up
My
to
best
72.
number, 69.
Oh, you got 69? No,
I
Sammy
was
got
69, dude.
Yeah.
I wish I could have gone.
This is unfair.
Yeah, I was like
I was
like-
72. You were 65, I think. No.
No,
you
no,
were
I was
66.
after
I think
Christian.
that's a skill issue, guys.
What were you?
That's
What
all
number were
I'm
you? I swear you were 65, bro. Dude, finding this out.
No, I was definitely after Christian.
Yeah, I know that.
And I think, wait, was it after Brahm?
No, you. I think you were pretty soon after me. It was like me, somebody else, and then you.
There's probably a lot of people in our society that
Yes, a lot of people in our society.
We live in a society.
I have the same account I've had for probably
Yeah.
since I was like 5 years old.
Dude, the algorithm's updating. That's all I'm saying.
Alright, so first up we got, yeah, I was right. So Andrew was
Doesn't count.
65.
You have full control.
So you were
You
62
have to go.
I was 62.
Wow.
back in the day.
Oh my gosh.
So
OG.
65 was Andrew, 66 was Brahm, 69 was Sammy,
Pull-ups.
and 72 was 73 was Ty. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just hearing skill issues and excuses
That's
right
correct.
now.
That's correct. It's a skill issue, talent issue, mental issue,
probably a lot of people.
physical issue, you name it.
Mm-hmm. I have quite a few of those, to be fair.
That's what I'm
This is
saying.
the work of Andrew at play.
There's gonna be so many clips from this. I'm gonna enjoy this thoroughly.
Damn, whose calves are those?
Oh, those are Andrew's.
Is that Kanye West?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Who can pronounce it? Nobody's ever pronounced it before. Alex? Oh, you already said it though. Alex Rapos. Risapos. Yeah, Risapos. Okay, so search it out.
I got everybody-
Rizopolis, am I right? Rizopolis for sure.
This one did really well.
So basically from doing all those pull-ups and then from wrestling every day, that brought out some bigger muscular imbalance I had where I was overcompensating with my upper traps and shoulders maybe instead of the lower traps, which a lot of people do. It's like lower traps are like a posture muscle, so upper traps are more of a pushing. Lower traps are raising your above your head and all and like bringing your shoulders like down. So basically from doing all those pull-ups and then...
Thank you guys for coming on. Any last words?
Ban Ty from the gym.
Table. Yeah.
I have done nothing wrong.
Ty bad.
I testify. I say nothing.
Ty bad.
We can at least say that we all mog Ty.
You have not.
In many different dimensions. In an arbitrary number of dimensions.
I don't.
In all the ones that count.
In every single dimension, we are friends. But in every single dimension, I am still mogging you.
No, you don't understand. It's beyond the third dimension. In all dimensions, you're mogged in some form or another.
I don't know.
Look. I got you in the Z dimension. All right.
How did I forget about the Z? That was so mean.
Hey,
I got you.
it's a simple mog.
All right, we'll close it at that. Good night.
Nice.
If you enjoyed that episode, and I guarantee that you'll enjoy this episode right here, make sure you click here to watch that episode, and the best way to support us is to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to hit the notification bell as well. It is the best way to support us and it will help us to keep growing, get better guests, better production, and make this the best podcast.